On tonight's November 15th edition of Newswatch, hear which company is donating $6 million to Iowa State University.
We'll also tell you about a scare at the Iowa Law Enforcement Academy this morning.
And I'll tell you about the big weekend ahead for the Cyclone football team.
We have snow in our forecast just in time for Thanksgiving. Stay tuned. You're watching Newswatch.
Good evening and welcome to Newswatch on GSTV. I'm Cournoyer.
And I'm Gracie Mateja. Thank you for joining us.
Boeing Company will donate $6 million to Iowa State University in hopes of enhancing educational experiences for students, specifically those in engineering. Boeing is known worldwide for designing, making, and selling airplanes, rockets, and missiles. Some of this money will go towards the Student Innovation Center, which is scheduled for completion in January 2020. Another portion will go towards supporting engineering students pursuing undergraduate research.
Students entering the north side of the Memorial Union walk right through the Gold Star Hall, and each year around Veterans Day, family, friends, and students gather to honor those etched in the stone. Hunter Smith has more.
It may not have been on Veterans Day itself, but the day after, on November 12th, the Gold Star Hall ceremony was held in the Great Hall of the Memorial Union. This event is held each year and closes off the Gold Star Hall for private showings, this year recognizing the 100-year anniversary of the ending of World War I and the 90-year anniversary of the Memorial Union, a living memorial to those who died in the war to end all wars. Each year, the Gold Star Hall ceremony honors and highlights 3 individuals whose names are carved up in the walls.
The walls of the Gold Star Hall are etched with the names of Iowa State student veterans who made the ultimate sacrifice for their country when it needed it the most. The Gold Star Hall stands as a testament of Iowa State students answering our nation's call.
This year they honored Captain William Howard Butler, Staff Sergeant Robert Vance Rannells, and Lieutenant Richard Wayne Seasons. A speaker spoke on behalf of each man, talking about their lives from Iowa State student to hero.
Howard was ordered to return to the United States in April of 1944 to serve as a flight instructor in Thomasville, Georgia. However, the man who did not enjoy hearing himself talk found life as an instructor dull, and he returned to action in November of 1944. He successfully completed 76 missions that helped neutralize the Japanese threat in the Solomon Islands and New Guinea.
For One Now with Avery Bowdler and Holly Slesselman, I'm Hunter Smith.
The other events of the week included free admission for veterans to Ryman Gardens on Sunday and a free dinner Wednesday night for those who have served.
The man accused of murdering beloved Iowa State golfer Thalia Barquin of Rosamena is requesting for a new lawyer. According to newly filed court documents, 22-year-old Colin Richards filed the request due to an alleged communication issue. Richards filed the handwritten notion today. The trial is set to begin on April 30th, and he faces life in prison without the possibility of parole if convicted.
This last Thursday in Des Moines, a car unexpectedly slammed into a home. The local fire department was called upon arrival with the police. They discovered the vehicle did not break through the wall of the home. Pauline Winter, who was inside at the time of the crash, said she thought it was just a tree hitting her home and did not know it was a car. Police have reported that gas has been shut off to the home. No major damage was done and no arrests were made.
Authorities say that 76 people were taken to Des Moines area hospitals this morning following a gas buildup at the Iowa Law Enforcement Academy in Johnston. Those taken to the hospital fell ill after experiencing symptoms of carbon monoxide poisoning. The building was evacuated. Officials have confirmed high levels of carbon monoxide were present. Patients are slowly being released from various hospitals, and 3 are still under hyperbaric treatment. After the break, we'll tell you what one celebrity couple is doing to help end the wildfires raging in California. Don't go anywhere, you're watching Newswatch.
Welcome back to Newswatch. Miley Cyrus and Liam Hemsworth are donating $500,000 in hope of rebuilding homes in their community. The couple's California home was completely destroyed by raging wildfires. She tweeted these pictures of her home from before and after the fire. Miley and Liam both took to Twitter in hopes of motivating more people to donate to the cause. To learn more, you can go to MalibuFoundation.gvng.org.
Law enforcement pressed charges against 3 individuals after discovering a falsified story to collect money through a GoFundMe account. New Jersey residents Kate McClure and Mark D'Amico shared a story of a homeless veteran, Johnny Bobbitt, who they claimed helped a woman after her car ran out of gas. According to law enforcement officials, the couple created a GoFundMe to help Bobbitt supposedly get back on his feet. The page quickly raised more than $400,000. McClure and D'Amico surrendered Wednesday, confessing they made the entire story up. Officials say Bobbitt now awaits extradition in Pennsylvania.
A grandmother's kidney donation can now save her granddaughter's life later. Aubrey was born 6 weeks early, and it was revealed she had cysts growing on her kidneys. After hearing the news, grandmother Jamie McNeil did some research on how donating her kidney now, she could exchange it for a voucher later to get a kidney for Aubrey if she ends up needing one. Aubrey is too small to have any of those surgeries now, but she's covered later down the road.
The man accused of mailing pipe bombs to prominent Democrats and critics of President Trump, Cesar Sayek, has pleaded not guilty. Sayek is being charged with using weapons of mass destruction in a domestic terrorism plan. Sayek, who is 56 years old, could face up to life in prison if found guilty. A preliminary date for his trial has been set for July 15, 2019.
A Miami pedestrian bridge that collapsed in March, and 6 people have been killed. It's under federal investigation and is now suspected of having design errors. The National Transportation Safety Board is continuing investigating of the 174-foot bridge that collapsed. The board has not yet ruled what caused the collapse yet, but it is suspected the weight the bridge could handle was overestimated on the northern edge of the bridge.
The local Alley Cakes bakery will soon be closing its doors. Alley Cakes opened in 2015 after a previous cupcake bakery closed its doors. Alley Cakes operated with success and even appeared on the Netflix show Sugar Rush. The owner, Allison Keneally, stated that this decision was hard to make, but she is excited to move on to the next chapter of her life. Alley Cakes will officially close its doors on December 29th, so stop in soon to get your last Sugar Rush. Joining us now is Hannah Messier with the weather report. So Hannah, what's the weather going to be like?
Well, we actually have snow in our forecast for Thanksgiving break, so that'll be exciting, but we might want to make sure we are careful when driving back home, especially if you're going up north into Minnesota, because again, that snow could cause some problems. We have some freezing rain possible too, so we'll definitely watch out for that. Thanks, stay tuned, you're watching Newswatch. Welcome back to Newswatch. I'm meteorologist Hannah Messier. Tonight, we're going to have a few increasing clouds, and that's going to lead to a partly sunny afternoon tomorrow. But the big story is tomorrow night. We do have a chance for some snow possible, especially in the north, so be careful when driving back home for Thanksgiving. And that snow is also going to make temperatures really dip down. We're going to expect 20 degrees, around in the 20s for our high on Saturday. So a big temperature difference between today and tomorrow. 37 degrees here in Ames. Winds are coming out of the southwest at 13 miles per hour, but it feels like 29 degrees. So don't let the temperature fool you. Wind chills are playing a big effect tonight. 37 degrees in Des Moines as well, and then it feels like 29 there as well. Now, here in Iowa, it is 37 degrees in Carroll, 43 in Mason City, and 37 degrees in Waterloo, but it does not feel like that. It feels like 29 degrees in Ames tonight, 30 in Waterloo, 36 in Mason City, and 29 degrees in Spencer. So again, there is a big difference between what it actually is and what it feels like. Now, currently we do have some high winds, especially up in northwestern Iowa by Spencer and Sioux City. Winds start to die down as you head to the central portions of the state. 12 miles per hour in Ames, 11 in Des Moines. A little bit calmer down by Burlington, though. Heading into the rest of the Midwest, 36 degrees in Sioux Falls, 39 in Minneapolis, 40 degrees in Kansas City, and 32 degrees in St. Louis. Now, again, with that snowstorm we're going to talk about now, we definitely see it moving in Friday night. Around midnight, we're expecting Minneapolis to see quite a bit of snow. The northern portions of Iowa, that pink you see there is the rain snow line. So that's where you're going to get that mix of freezing rain. And that is right along I-35, so definitely be careful if you're driving out Friday night. And then we also have rain in central Iowa, but that would definitely be a colder rain. Saturday, that system starts to move out. Still some rain moving into Missouri and the far corner of Iowa, though we're definitely going to see cloud cover being the main thing on Saturday. which is good. So that'll keep our temperatures a little bit warmer than if we didn't have any cloud cover, but it will still be cool because of that snow. As we head towards tomorrow, it's definitely going to be in the 30s and 40s, 38 degrees in West Union, 39 in Oline, 40 degrees in Waterloo. Down in the south will be 42 in Washington, 42 in Burlington, and 41 degrees in Cedar Rapids. Heading out west, 50 degrees in Red Oak, 47 in Harlan, and 50 degrees in Council Bluffs. Then to the north, we have 45 degrees in Orange City, 44 in Storm Lake, and 37 degrees in Esterville. Now tonight, again, we're definitely going to see those increasing clouds, 29 degrees for our low temperature, winds coming out of the southwest at 8 to 14 miles per hour. Then tomorrow, partly sunny, 44 degrees, northwest 6 to 10. Definitely enjoy the weather tomorrow afternoon because it isn't going to last long. Really watch this temperature difference. Friday, 44 degrees, Saturday, 26, Sunday, 33. So we do generally gradually start to warm up. For Thanksgiving on Thursday, 52 degrees. So we are expecting colder weather coming up, but it won't last for too much longer. Thank you for watching Newswatch. Stay tuned.
Welcome back to Newswatch. I'm Michael Mainzer with your sports update. The 16th ranked Iowa State Cyclones travel to Austin, Texas, where they will face off against the 15th ranked Longhorns in a pivotal Big 12 matchup. Star running back David Montgomery is suspended for the first half of the contest after throwing a punch and being ejected in the win over Baylor last weekend. Still, the Cyclones have high hopes heading into the weekend, winners of 5 straight games and desperate for a win to keep their Big 12 title game chances alive. Kickoff is scheduled for 7 p.m. this Saturday night. In what many consider the best matchup of the entire season, the Los Angeles Rams and the Kansas City Chiefs square off this Monday night, although not in the same location originally planned. The game has been moved from Mexico City to Los Angeles after intense rainfall has left the field at Estadio Azteca unplayable. Vegas has set the over-under for the game at a total of 64, the highest overall in a game since 1986. Pittsburgh Steelers star running back Le'Veon Bell will officially sit out the entire NFL season after failing to report to the team, forfeiting $14.5 million in hopes of gaining a better contract next season. Bell's teammates left his locker untouched over the dragging weeks, but finally packed up and distributed the running back's cleats, shirts, and even mixtape CDs after the official end to Bell's season. The Steelers haven't missed a beat without Bell, sitting at 6-2-1 on top of the AFC North. Los Angeles Lakers forward LeBron James moved to 5th all-time on the NBA's career scoring list, passing fellow legend and former Laker Wilt Chamberlain after he dropped 44 points en route to a Lakers victory last night over the visiting Portland Trail Blazers. The Lakers moved to 8-6 after the win, although they are going to be without point guard Rajon Rondo moving forward, who's out an estimated 3 to 5 weeks after having surgery due to a broken hand. And lastly, 10-time NBA All-Star and 3-time gold medalist Carmelo Anthony has parted ways with the Houston Rockets after playing in only 10 regular season games. The former NBA scoring champion hoped to resurrect his career in Houston by playing with star guards James Harden and Chris Paul, but the pairing never seemed to fit. Now 34 years old, Anthony may be claimed on waivers, and only time will tell if another NBA team opts to give the veteran scorer a chance. We'll be back with more Newswatch after these messages.
Welcome back to Newswatch. Even at the age of 56 years old, Jim Carrey still manages to make people laugh. Jim Carrey has shared his hobby of political cartoons. He draws by sending them out in tweets. He says that his cartoons are currently lean more towards politics because he thinks it's necessary for people to see and be informed at the moment, but does not limit himself to just political cartoons.
If you thought you were good at surprises, this husband of the year just took it to a whole new level. Massachusetts resident Steve Miller surprised his wife Nicola with a trip to Greece, even getting the flight crew on board with a secret getaway. It wasn't until they were 30,000 feet in the air and 1,700 miles from home, Nicola finally found out they were on their way to Corfu, Greece. Nicola says Steve's brownie points are now through the roof and that the entire trip was magical. I wish my husband would fly me to Greece.
Yeah, I bet you would wish your husband would fly you to Greece.
I'm afraid of heights.
Weird flex, but okay. That's all we have for this November 15th edition of Newswatch. We'll be back in 2 weeks after this Thanksgiving.
Follow us on all our social medias to see more news, weather, and sports.
Remember to be kind and have a fantastic break, Iowa State.